Climate education may soon be required in Illinois. The State Senate Education Committee passed a bill today mandating each school teach about climate and environmental and ecological impacts on individuals and communities, as well as look at potential solutions to mitigate the impact. The bill's sponsor says it would not require schools to create a new climate education course. However, they would have to include it as part of their curriculum.
Schools are provided the flexibility to decide how to provide this instruction, whether they choose to do a separate class or implement these lessons into existing relevant classes.
If it becomes law, climate education would be mandated until 2026-2027 in the school year.